Goma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, hey, best boxer in the world news, right? Terrence Bud Crawford going up against your boys Saul Canelo Alvarez in a few weeks here, right? Now, it's going to be an awesome fight regardless because of its significance, right? And sometimes we do that in other fights, that we know are very significant. And then when a fight happens, it's anticlimactic, or you got sour grapes, right? And the biggest one was Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, right? That fight wasn't boring at all, right? While you was watching it. But this is the myth that the fight was boring because, in many people's eyes, the wrong man won, and he won pretty easily, pretty dominant. It didn't look like he, exerted too much energy, and he was able to just, to basically nullify what Pacquiao does. And because of that, everybody tried to agree that it was a boring fight. And I beg to differ, because if everybody's honest about everybody know where they was when they was watching that fight. And if say you were going for Pacquiao, or even not, remember it's round 4 and 6 when Pacquiao touched Floyd Mayweather. When he touched Floyd Mayweather, what did you do? You jumped up and started talking to the TV and was hyped. Thought something was going to happen. And then when it didn't, at the end of the fight, Floyd Mayweather wins in dominant fashion, then it's boring. William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson. Fight happens. Everybody wants no Tom and Jerry. Everybody wants smaller rings. Everybody wants Shakur Stevenson to not do what he is capable of doing, right? Outboxing, dominate, using the ring, using all his defensive qualities. No, stand here and fight his fight and beat him doing that. Why? Right? Because you're not going to give him props when he does it. He does it, and no one comes out, excuse themselves, or gives him props for doing it. Just forgotten, right? Now, that's just ridiculous. He came out and did what you wanted him to do. So anyway, the latest thing that I want to talk about is the Fox News of boxing, which I, put on blast from time to time, and that's Boxing News 24/7, or Brawling News 24. They've come out and trashed Terrence Crawford again, for sparring Shakur Stevenson, leading up to his fight against Canelo Alvarez. Trashing him, like, why are you wasting your time? That's valuable time sparring against him to prepare for Canelo Alvarez, right? And then, highlighting ridiculous idiots in the internet talking about, well, what did you do, Shakur? Run all day? Ha ha ha. Like I don't even know why we even quote people like that, because those are obviously not people that are fans, But we have a tendency in New Russia to, downgrade great fighters. Our greatest fighters, we downgrade them, right? I'm going to get to what we should do about that. There's a remedy to that, right? But anyway, so they trash him for spar. Like, he has no reason to spar Shakur Stevenson before the Canelo Alvarez fight. Now me, I'm not the lightest candle on the cake. Obviously, I'm not. I'd watch sport though. I ain't gonna lie, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me stop lying like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Y'all know I know what the hell I'm talking about. Bottom line, why would you spar, you smart people out there, why would you spar a Shakur Stevenson before a Canelo Alvarez fight? Why would you do that? All right? Why would you do that? And I think most of you can answer that question, and you're probably not even in the boxing gyms, right? Listen, Shakur Stevenson is probably the best defensive fighter out there, has the best defense. We saw it against William Zepeda, who is like, you want to talk about the Matrix with Lomachenko? Well, I'm talking about Mr. Smith, the one who threw all them damn punches in the Matrix. against Neo, that's what William Cepeda is. There's a lot of punches coming at you. We all know that. William Cepeda has a high punch output. Your boy, Shakur Stevenson, can stay in the pocket and get hit less than everybody in boxing. Right? Awesome defense. Not defense, running defense, upper body defense, head movement defense. Of course, reflexes and anticipation. Of course. You can't do it without that. But Canelo is also like that. Canelo is also like that. So if you're Terrence Crawford and we're all wondering and saying, hey, he's gaining all this weight, he's not gonna be able to he's gonna be fatigued, he's gonna be slower, right? So what would you do? You would bring a fast, light, excellent reflexes, the best defensive fighter in the game, and spar with him so you can stay on point, so you can see how is your speed still there. And this is obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that that's what you would try to do. Hey, let me get this defensive fighter, let me see how quick I am I losing my speed? You know, I'm an old dude right now, let me make sure to get him, you know what I'm saying, because I'm gonna deal with somebody who has an excellent defense, right? So you bring Shakur Stevenson in. Very simple. But Fox News of boxing would trash that and act like they don't, because they have an audience, just like Fox News does. They have an audience that wants to hear this crap. And so right now in politics, you know, you have someone running the place who sends out ridiculous, childish tweets for the last 10 years, right? And everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. He sends out those tweets embarrassing the United States of America in broad daylight. Now, through the California governor, Gavin Newsom, he's getting the same tweets back at him. Do you know they're complaining? How could you do this? You're the governor of one of our most beautiful, biggest states, and that's childish. You know why? Because some people don't play by the rules, right? And they expect you to play by the rules. All that when they go low, we go high stuff. No. When they go low, you go lower right now, because it's not normal what's going on. And they expect you to play by the rules. Why are you complaining? Here you know, remember Obama had a beige suit on, right? A tan suit, a beige suit. Do you know that was in the news for 2 weeks? It was so much so I was thinking, well, damn, a beige suit, man. Obama, don't you know better? You can't have on a beige suit, obviously. You would think that, you know, well, damn, if they talking about it for so long, you know, it must be a travesty for a president to have a beige suit on. Come to find out, they all wore a beige suit. We just don't have nothing to say about this dude. We're going to say this, and our audience is going to think it's something. You know, just ridiculousness. So that's what you have to deal with. You have to deal with somebody. So now, Gavin Newsom is just doing the exact same tweets that he tweets out, mocking him, and they can't take it. Right? Dish it out, but can't take it. Too bad. Right? So going back to boxing, I hate to say this, but I know it needs to be said by somebody. Listen, if, you know, women getting pregnant, for example, you know, men don't know what a woman goes through when she's pregnant, right? So we shouldn't talk about it that much. You know what I mean? We don't know what's going on, all right? So you want to probably hear from a woman who's been through that, right? Just an example. So America doesn't have any white boxing champions. And throughout history, not many of them. So why do we care what white commentators in a place where it's normal to be racist? Why do we care and we give them any significance whatsoever? How would you know? You don't have any champions. That's it now. The Uncle Toms or the House Niggs or whatever, plus the white commentators, take the significance from them. Don't listen. And that's unfortunately, but it's because of what you've done with it. Okay? Get some champions first. We're not listening to you. We're listening to British white guys and stuff over there, but America doesn't have any, so how the hell would they know? It's like us listening to a white guy about sprinting, all right? Or about dunking on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or about being a running quarterback. If your name ain't Steve Young or your boy Josh Allen, we don't know about those. You understand? So, no, we're not listening to you. So, therefore, seeing as though we don't have any white champions, and throughout history, you could probably count them on one or two hands throughout history when it was allowed for everybody to fight, right? I ain't talking about way back in black and white TVs where brothers wasn't allowed. When it was starting being allowed, it's not that many champions. So why in the hell are all the commentators champions? All the publications and stuff sitting here just and hating on people the whole damn time, and you don't have any representation to know what the hell you're even talking about because you ain't done it, not on a high level. So that is what we need to do, is just take their significance from them. If you don't know how to behave, get the hell up out of here. Ain't nobody listen to you. Let me just say this. I'm already there, right? Because it's consequences for how you act when it comes to me. But y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. It ain't like I'm just going to let them act that way and I act like I don't see it and all that old crap that we do. I don't need any confirmation from these kind of people because I see too much evilness. It's not coming from a good place. If you're saying things that I don't agree with, but it's coming from a good place, trust me, I'll take it. Right? Because you want difference of opinions. It's how you grow. But when it's just coming from an evil place, who cares what they're talking about? So therefore, Boxing News 24 is there. You got to stop caring about what they're talking about. Because, hey, Shakur Stevenson and Terrence Crawford in the ring together, somebody's learning something. Period. You know what I mean? These are two of the best fighters we got right now. It's like, oh, you know, I ain't learning nothing? Why I'm supposed to be in the ring against a buster? I got to the bigger, we done heard about Terrence Crawford sparring bigger guys the whole time. So he's taking care of that. But he has to, obviously work on that speed. Just like you hear, Terrence Crawford, oh, his physique is, surprising and all this. Dudes, I'm going up in weight. I'm obviously going to put on a little muscle, right? I'm obviously going to be a little bit bigger, aren't I? I mean, so that's not even an issue. So, let me sum this up. Boxing, Brawling News 24, 24/7, trashes Terrence Crawford for sparring with Shakur Stevenson when he's obviously working on speed and cracking the code of a great defensive fighter. I know that. You Doma Dynamites know that. So damn, spread the word to the idiots that are acting like they don't know that. And ignore the people that obviously are coming from a bad place. There you have it. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And we up out of here, y'all.